9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. Your relationship profits. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy King Des here. Another episode of Brunch with the Boys. Good evening, fellas. What's going on? Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good, everybody? We in it.
It's just Mr. Gent, bro, and I want y'all to just leave a bitch alone, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to do my own thing, dog, and these bitches is just trying not to vibe with me like that. So we gon'...
Nigga, what you going through, nigga? We ain't going through shit.
So we about 51, 52 episodes in, and we still haven't nailed your intro? That's where we at?
We still working on it, dog.
I think this might be faster right here.
Damn, man. Like fixing hunger in Africa, huh? This shit ain't gonna never happen, is it?
You know, I'm coming through, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's a tough comparison right there.
And this shouldn't be. We need to do better, world. Donate your money and your funds where it need to go out on.
Indeed. I think they got to start showing the pictures of the African kids again. Now they don't really show the pictures, do they?
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those advertisements in a while.
Yeah,
they ain't trying to save
that's
those
the last
kids.
time I truly felt bad about anything.
No, for real, because they're not really trying to help them kids.
We love all our African brothers and sisters out there. And all the listeners, thank you guys once again for listening to us. What we talking about tonight, Jezzy?
Listen, we getting into things that drive the man away from the relationship, ladies. And, this is kind of to help y'all out. You know, we probably could have had a female guest to kind of fight us on this, but I think it's important for, women to hear us, and we don't want them to taint us right now.
So we giving away nuggets today?
I think we got to let these hoes know. We got to let them hoes be, because they bothering a nigga right now. Somewhere in the world, a chick is egging a nigga.
Oh. Somewhere within 5 minutes of where you are.
And let me tell you, she met that nigga 4 days ago.
Oh, don't do it.
She is blowing him
Don't do
up.
it. Really?
I'm just saying.
What if she really likes him, though?
No, nothing's wrong with that.
Have they been sexual? And
no.
that she's formed a relationship?
They probably hasn't been sexual. Even if they were sexual, a man needs his space. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that drive women away, a lack of space. You have to find that balance between, you know what I mean? If you know I travel every week, and I come home and I got the weekend, all 4 weekends, bitch, can't be you. I need 1 weekend to myself. I'm keeping it real. I think in time alone is important. And I think that the woman should need that herself, because absence does make the heart grow fonder.
It does.
And when you are apart from each other, that passion, the intensity, you're focused on what's really important in the relationship. And I think that all works out because you're apart, and I don't think you have to spend every moment together.
I agree with you. I think in that situation too, the little things that would typically bother you about someone that you're constantly around are immaterial, right? Because you're just enjoying that time because you don't have a lot of it. So I'm 100% in agreement, man. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, and I just feel like when you have your individuality, man, and then you're able to come back together, man, you're able to energize yourself and then bring that energy into that relationship. Get that time, man, because I think there's a lot of men sometimes, and even women too, that lose themselves in the relationship.
That's real.
And then once they lose themselves, you can truly see the impact and what it does to the relationship, man.
You can't be in a happy, stable relationship with someone who doesn't know who they are.
Yeah. And your identity can't be that I have a man.
Correct. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, right, to your point.
Definitely.
But
and we're going to speak from our perspective, obviously. Sure. But so in that case, it definitely works both ways. I just think that's where women go wrong, where, you want to go all in and we get it, you know what I mean? But you got to find that balance, and I think that makes men want you more and want to be around you when you have that ability to space that time out. So
yeah, but don't take it too far, because some people will take this message, dog, and then they'll be like, they trying to separate it in such a way where the man don't even feel her presence at all. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance, man. People got to find that balance. Just don't go too hard to the left on it. You know?
Yeah, I don't think a woman would. She'd be stupid too. She's trying to keep that nigga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Niggas got too many options out here. You can't stay off a nigga ass too long.
You fuck around and don't confirm she was supposed to stay away. She'll be there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to tell you, like, we were still doing this. I forgot, girl. I ain't heard from you in 2 weeks. Shit.
What's up?
You know, another thing I hate is when the chick is so sweet in the beginning and then shit changes. That's what make a nigga run them big time.
But why do they do that? Is it just like a Venus flytrap? It's like something, I'm going to give you the most attractive parts of me and I'm going to be so sweet. I'm talking about so sweet you might get a cavity off of that shit. And then all of a sudden, nigga, as a relationship blossom and I got you, bitch. Yeah. Then it's just like, listen, nigga. And she just dropping everything on you hard now. Like she trying to talk to you like a regular nigga.
You don't think that's with everything though? When we're talking about familiarity has an impact on how memorable, how enticing, how engaging something is for you, right? Because I would say think about this, and maybe this is a bad analogy. I'm still thinking through it, but remember how excited you are for most people when you started your job, right? You had a new job, new responsibilities. Maybe you had a new title, new pay. You were happy. Now you get up like, I got to go to this motherfucker, huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit changed, right? But now that's just normal to you. That's your normal course. So it's no longer as exciting as it once was. And I think the same thing happens in relationships.
Yeah, like a new toy. You get that shit for Christmas. 2 weeks later, nigga, you don't even know where it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's why monogamy is not really a thing. But I guess it's another.
No, to his point, that's why people are very afraid of marriage, man, because they're afraid that familiar feel that you start to feel, and you start letting down guards, and you feel like you don't got to do all the same things that got you there.
You shitting while a nigga brushing his teeth in the bathroom. You just shitting. I mean,
as a woman, honestly,
I don't mind if a girl shitted in front.
Let me tell you something, but girls, you better make sure your fucking man don't mind, because some niggas mind.
This is he's a weird case.
Yeah.
So.
Dog,
for the most part.
I've known a girl that was married for 20 years, dog, and she said that her man has never seen her use the bathroom, pee in front of her, none of those things.
Too far, the
dog. Yeah, there's chicks that don't fart in front of their man, don't burp in front of their man. I just don't know where all this gas is going from. I don't know where's this gas going.
Yeah, the burp is too far for me, but I would have appreciated the effort to not fart in front of me.
But you gonna fart, though.
Yeah, I don't mind the burp as much as I mind. Like, listen, if I'm back there sucking fucking, last thing I want to think about when I think about you is shitty smell. Yeah. Like, so just keep that from me.
But you're all right if you cool when you fart. Like, you're not gonna be holding that shit. I don't think we're even talking about, fart. And farts maybe even more so, okay, a nigga might live with one here and there. To be honest, I don't know why we all can't step away in a fart situation. I guess that's
man
true.
or a woman, but you know, niggas get comfortable too. But I do not want to see you shit. I don't want to specifically smell your shit.
I just don't want to hear the machine gun farts when you hear
you know, you cool to taking a squat and shit next to you while you brush your teeth.
I don't think I have a problem with that. I'm weird like that, though.
It is. It is. Yeah. But you know what? You know, God bless you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Praise
him. You know, women wanting so many things at once tends to run a man away too. Like, she want a nigga with a job. She wants you to take her out 3 times a week. And I say that nigga with a job thing because some niggas, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she wants you to take her out 3 times a week, babysit the kids, get her hair done. Like, some women want so much out of a man, and that pushes him away.
Oh, so you don't want a girl with expectations?
Lowered expectations.
You just don't want someone who got a list of 225 expectations.
This whole want a nigga with a job, goddamn retirement and shit, goddamn bank account, goddamn car. I mean, what the fuck you want from a nigga? What deal makes that sense to the whole? What the fuck you want?
We talked before, Gent, when we said sometimes you just don't feel like being in a relationship. Sometimes you just want to do you and be for yourself, be selfish, and stop being concerned about someone else's happiness.
Can I say something? And I just want to expound on what you just said, or just agree with it, because I think to a larger point or smaller point, I can't determine which way, but it's important to really understand what you need out of a relationship, right? And what you need from yourself. And sometimes the ability to step away and focus on yourself makes you a much better partner to someone else, right? Without trying to discover that while you're in relationships. So I think that's important.
Yeah, because you got to know what you want. And I think if you know what you want, you know what you don't want, everything should go smoothly. But I do think some women want too much. And sometimes it's not about that you want too much. It's that you want too much right now. You know.
So you're saying just on the timing?
Yeah, something. I think it's more a timing thing because a lot of men are open to a relationship, but we don't want to talk about that shit in week 3. Like things need to fucking progress, and we have to feel it, and we'll bring it to you. And women go wrong there to me when they want to rush the issue. You know what I mean? Wait on it. You know, and all good things come to those who wait.
But some of that is just they're afraid that if they don't put that down payment down now. Like it might slip.
No, they should be afraid. They should be afraid. But if that bitch slips in, she was gonna slip in anyway. So your best bet is to play the game the right way. I think so.
But you don't think that depends on where they are in that relationship, right? I get your point. Your point is that if she was ever able to do that, then she's gonna be able to do it 6-7 months from now. My thing is maybe the first part of the relationship, but maybe if you've been in a relationship strong a year and some change or a couple years, maybe not. So she's thinking, let me put my stakes in now. So I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just think it depends on what part of the relationship you're talking about.
Yeah. If you've been dating a nigga a year and a half, 2 years, and you don't know
where you are, what your status is,
he's not giving you what you want. He's not gonna give you what you want. You know what I mean? So that's just a fact. So if he's, I don't want to say stringing you along, but he's getting what he wants.
Unless his money's tight.
You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. I don't even think money will come down to it because I think every nigga knows at this point, if a hoe loves you and you dicking her down right, you can be poor as hell and get her. And not every hoe, obviously, because we met a couple last weekend that definitely didn't feel that way.
Shout out to Posh.
You know what I'm saying? Posh Podcast.
Posh Sessions.
You know, for the most part, a lot of women will work with a nigga. When I say broke, meaning you don't have to be well off to get a woman. As long as you're doing something
no
with your
nigga
life.
does.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the golden rule is for a woman is just nothing forces going to be good. You got to let things just develop and happen organically. And it's so funny when you don't put stress on a man, that's when that nigga blossoms. It's strange like that. So just don't force it. Let it happen. Let it come to you, man. Just like if you're playing basketball, sometimes you got to let the game come to you. Sometimes you can't just jack up every shot. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why you looking at me. That jump was wet.
I wasn't trying to.
Where's the 60-year-old, huh? I hear you.
No.
Wet like a chicken menopause, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't understand.
That is wet.
Yeah, I don't understand. You lost me completely.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
Chicks and
but you know
Jesus
what?
Christ.
Yeah, I don't even want to I'm not there. So, but where women go wrong as well is not saying what they mean. And I think a lot of times women want a man to like be a psychic, like read your mind and we should know what to say. No, bitch, I don't know what's wrong exactly. And I think that's a big issue that men say, hey, I don't want to be in this relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship because I got to guess all this shit through, you know?
How many of us heard like a woman say, hey, if you know me, then you would know what I'm thinking.
Or you should know what's wrong.
And you should know what's wrong.
You ask her like, what's going on? What's wrong? You should know. I mean,
and I think a man should know when something's wrong, but every detail, the who, what, when, where, and how, just because you have a feeling, like I can't break all that down, right?
Yeah.
So you definitely have to communicate, and we'll listen. Just keep it short, but we'll listen.
I might sound like a jerk, but I really have had these problems and issues in relationships. And I'm not saying they're not prevalent within a lot of relationships, but I've really had them because I think motherfuckers get overly concerned about sparing people's feelings and not thinking about their own. And my thing is, look, if you taking the time out of your life to be in a relationship with somebody, at whatever point you realize or figure out or think they are not giving you what you feel like you should have, you got to have the fucking balls to tell them that, give them the opportunity to improve. And if they don't, to cut they ass.
And so I want to expound on that.
Go ahead,
I'm not cutting you off. You know, you said give them the opportunity to fix that. Sometimes you have to know not to give them an opportunity. Sometimes
depends on what it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Not even depends on what it is. How long have you done it? Because you say something about tell them how you feel. How long ago did you tell them? How long have you been waiting?
How many times have you? What's the frequency?
You know what I'm saying? How long have you been waiting on that to change? Because to me, there's not limitless chances.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever's fucking reasonable based on the situation. Listen, in any part of life, whether you're at work in your personal life, I'm a big proponent of communication. That means if someone does or says something that offends you in any way, you have a responsibility, unless you don't give a fuck about it changing, to say something to them. They then have the responsibility to improve that behavior or change it based on what you told them. And if they don't, that's a good representation of what the fuck they think about what you think. But you got to make a decision based on that. So if I'm with if I'm with a woman who's not giving me what I want and not communicating the way I need to, I don't stay with her. Yeah. I don't have those perpetual problems. I don't understand why you
And let me just tell you, it's not like I don't agree with you, but standard man protocol, majority of the men, they're very cognizant about sharing their feelings because at the end of the day, they don't feel like it's going to be received. It's always going to be discounted because typically a woman holds her feelings at higher regard than a man. And that sucks. So therefore, but at some point as a man, you just don't even go there and you kind of sacrifice yourself a little bit to somehow perpetuate or put this girl on a pedestal that her feelings are more important than yours. Men do this all the time. This is why they shut the fuck up most of the time.
Weakness? Is that weakness?
I don't think it's weakness. I don't even agree with what was said. I think we're making I'm gonna sound like the fucking feminist on the show again, but I feel like we're making generalizations about fucking women. Yeah, guess what? Some women are shitty fucking communicators and they're selfish and they're put their feelings above their man. Yeah, there's tons of women like that. And there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of women who don't do that. They don't put their feelings above their men. They listen, they communicate, they genuinely care about the person in a relationship with. And I choose to fuck with those women. Yeah. So my point is that I'm not saying the statement is wrong. What I'm saying, what Jen said is that statement only applies to some women.
Agreed.
That I don't even think are the majority. So to me, get you a woman that gives you what the fuck you need.
The problem is most of the time we're not going to even realize that that person is that way until deep into the relationship. Like some of that shit you're not even going to figure out in the dating process. But okay. You're going to probably get that once you say, hey, you my bae now. You know what I'm saying? You're my boo.
So once you in 2 months, you might as well stay in the hole forever. Or once you in 3 years, you might as well stay in the hole forever. My point is, at what point do you say this is not what the fuck I want and you leave? Yeah. Right? And I would tell you, I don't know that all, because I think saying all or always is a fucking trap.
There's no absolute.
But right. But I would say that you find me the vast majority of men who are in relationships with women that either they will not leave or feel they cannot leave. And I will tell you is because of some financial obligation or responsibility or children or some other binding fucking commitment.
Or fucking love, D. Love is blind, nigga. I think Eve said that shit to take over your mind and shit.
I think it's more one of the three that he said.
Yeah, that's why I said the vast majority. What I'm saying is not all of them. That's why I said the vast majority. Not all of them. Some of them it is love. It's hard to break away, even though you know that love isn't good for you. I agree with you on that.
It's a codependency almost.
But I think a lot of niggas got kids, or they tied up in the house, or they tied up with bank accounts, or they tied up with some other shit, and it makes it a difficult break. But it's not because they love the hoe they with.
And even if it is love, it's important to remember that a hoe can love you and just not love you the way you need to be loved. And I think a lot of times too, you know, these women and these men aren't bad. You know, you just do things how you know to do it, and how you are isn't cohesive with how I want to be. And that's what it comes down to. So a lot of times we get angry because things are happening to us and they're doing things to hurt you. And we feel it's intentional, but some of it is just their nature, though, and things that you cannot change. And that's who they are. You got to accept that and be able to move on and not necessarily fault them and, you know, make it messy. You know
Agreed.
Real talk.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you know, sex drives a man away. And what I found was the 3 B's of sex.
The lack of sex, or
we're gonna cover it now. So the first B is bad sex. Basically, no enthusiasm, no rhythm, poor technique. Will bad sex run you away from a woman? Let's be honest. Come on.
Will bad sex run you away from a woman?
Bitch, get on top.
If you can't bust D, and I want to hear this from you. If 5 out of 10 times that you have a sexual experience with a woman and you don't bust 5 out of those 10 times, where are you at?
How you gonna?
I don't even know how that works. I'll be honest with you. First of all, I really never had a problem with fucking busting with a woman. And I'm not trying to be like try to be funny. I just haven't been in that situation. If a woman couldn't make me bust, I probably wouldn't have sex with her.
That's not a right setup, though. To me, the question should have been more. So you meet a woman and you're vibing her. You've been on a few dates and you have sex and she fucking sucks at it. She rides the dick and she like having a fucking seizure on top. The worst rhythm ever when she's down. She moves weird. That's bad sex.
Question for you.
Will that push you away?
Question for you. And I don't want to put a bunch of qualifiers on your question, so keep me true. Do I get an opportunity to communicate with her? and try to work with her, or is it just she is good and when the first time
you could.
Then I wouldn't necessarily throw the baby out with the bathwater. Everything to your point was great. The vibe was good. She was cute. Everything else good. And she wanted to be better in bed. She just wasn't. Maybe she was inexperienced. Maybe she had some different type of niggas.
What if she just sucks though? What if you have sex again and on the fourth time that sex is still fucking with you? Everything you said to her, she's trying. It's just not. People are awesome.
Some people are uncoachable.
Yes.
Some people are uncoachable.
I would probably leave that relationship. Yeah.
That's bad sex. What about you, Gent? You look like the type that takes some bad sex long as she give you that asshole. Just lay down and give me that ass.
Oh, it's true though.
It's
true.
If she gave that, I probably would.
We appreciate it.
Well, that was the quickest answer we ever had.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But answer the question though.
I'm minus the asshole.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if it's bad sex, then I'm not going to be able to engage. Sex is such an important part of a relationship. If you are not firing on all cylinders, you'll wake up one day, dog, mad about anything, dog.
About something or everything.
Anything, dog. She ain't spread the bed you like, the way you liked it, dog, and all of a sudden you like, dang, you ain't shit. God,
she sucks at it. I definitely.
Or you wake up horny about everything, and every woman looks like meat.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, ladies, real quick, niggas get like that. Let me tell you something. None of you hoes are safe. Everybody, let me say, a 65-year-old come to work and them titties puffed up.
She looking right.
She looking right.
Yeah, she looking right. We see.
Yeah, you might be 20 and a half working at Starbucks. You can get it too.
And if your sex is bad, and as a man, we could be horny as fuck, and we look at you and we think about it, and we like, man, I'm straight on that. And if your man is constantly looking at you and doing nothing, maybe he just something ain't right, you know. And
in his head, there's no telling what he's saying.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to necessarily be bad sex.
It's just nothing.
But there could be other factors there that, man, because a man should want to jump your bones. But we'll talk about that another time. The next one is boring sex. Same place, same time, same position. No spice, no passion. Would that run you away?
Nah, because I think the man's got to control that.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
I do too.
Listen,
you don't think there's a woman right now like, no, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Yeah. You don't think a woman out there is playing like that?
Oh, there's plenty.
She gonna rape that bitch on Monday if she said it's only Tuesday?
And you got to let her know. Listen, at a certain point, when you tell, like I said before, when you tell somebody how you feel, they can either adapt to make you feel better about it, or they cannot do anything. And if they don't do anything, you got to fucking judge that shit. If she don't change and you tell her it's important to you, does this hoe really love you like you feel like you need to be loved?
I kind of agree with them. So if it's a situation where I'm putting your legs up in a certain way, they behind your ears, and you like, no, I don't want it. It hurts. I don't want to do it like that. And
you do it anyway, right? That whole urge.
You're trying to do something different, right? And every time you try to do something different, you're coming with some type of resistance. Eventually, that's going to lead to mad frustration.
You have to leave that hoe.
Yeah, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, man, fuck this shit, man.
But she got the best hand job
I can't do anything.
No, she probably don't. She probably whack as shit. And she probably thinks she don't even know it. Dog, you know you suck in bed, ho. So be more agreeable in other ways.
Let me ask both of y'all a question. So you don't think that even the worst person has one strong skill set? Usually there's one
as far
thing.
As sex goes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter the woman. It doesn't matter how bad it is. You don't think they have one skill set where they just completely excel?
Every woman has that.
Yeah.
And that is wet pussy.
No,
that's it.
God, that's not a skill set.
That's it. The possession of that. The possession of that makes it a skill. And they have, that's it, though. They've been claiming that shit forever. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing they can do about it. They just got
it. Nothing. And a lot of niggas, a lame bitch getting fucked right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because her box wet and a nigga need to dip it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't really care for that hoe like that because
it's happened in plenty places right now.
You don't appreciate that lame whack.
It's Saturday night too? Oh yeah. Yeah, someplace near you.
So I may be pronouncing this word, but boudoir battle. And basically what that means is using sex as a weapon. Where, you know, for instance, you get into an argument. Yeah, boudoir. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Where basically you get upset with your nigga and you withhold sex and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which leads to resentment, obviously, and probably one of the top murderer reasons in the U.S. as well. But would that drive you away? If every time she got angry, she was like, "Don't fucking touch me."
You know what? I would say the right answer would be yes, absolutely, it would be a dissatisfier, right? But if we're being honest, motherfuckers are creatures of habit. So what will probably happen is nigga probably just stay with her and fuck a bitch on the side. Keeping it all the way real.
Des,
That's what most people do.
If we're also going to keep it real, there's a lot of women who act like that, but they still just want you to take it. Instead of the arguing.
I'm telling y'all, no means no. I want y'all to know that while these two fellas...
Hey, whoa.
You didn't do it this time, nigga, but you've done it before.
No, I have
insinuated
not. Listen, you're
before.
not going to talk about Jeezy like that. Jeezy has never done that. I know there's been accusations, but it's never happened before.
These niggas have insinuated it before, and I just want you to know, Gent and Jez did this. Jeezy has never made a comment like that.
Jeezy and Gent.
Okay.
So full of shit.
Okay. Let me further provide context.
Jeezy, Gent.
Let's provide some context. There's some context. So there's women who argue and fight, and really, they don't really want to argue and fight. They just want you to
dominate
just stop the situation, dominate, and then they'll stop talking. They'll stop arguing.
Put your hand on their throat for a little bit. That's what they want.
Like, some women are literally like that. And that's true.
I have definitely known hoes that are women that when upset, they want you to pull the dick out and just stick it in their mouth.
Yeah.
So I think there are many women who are like that, who want, they don't want to hear, don't talk to me, do something.
Yeah.
And
that's
they want to be ravaged.
And listen,
word for it.
God bless those women. Wherever you are, you should not be lonely.
They're the ones that got that roast beef hanging down because it been beat up.
Man,
Whoa,
come on.
They got that Arby's special.
Yeah,
number 2.
Man. With cheese. Some of them got cheese.
I don't want no with the pimento.
All right, so
that was gross.
Extremely. Cold cuts. The next one to me, and this one's so obvious, constantly talking about other men. And, women, we have to, you need to really remember and realize that a man's ego can be fragile.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, talking about other niggas and, and John at work and John, he did this. And then, hold on, man. Who is this nigga John? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to watch your approach. And obviously, I think a man is more aware of that than women are. So, we ain't stupid enough to talk up a hoe like that. But damn, you can't be talking about them niggas.
But there's a purpose why she's doing it. So let's just be honest. This is her way of saying, you're not doing something. And I'm going to give you an example of someone who is and how excited I am about that situation. I don't like it. I'm just being real, dog. I'm being real. Can you turn off
the fucking Neanderthal gene for me for a second? You're assuming because she talks to you about a fucking male that happens to work at her place of employment where she spends the vast majority of her time when she isn't at home, that she's like comparing you to him? Dude, why would you jump to that shit?
But let's just talk about the example that Jeezy's trying to say. If she's saying that, hey, John took his woman to France and I've always wanted to go to France, and John is always jet setting, and oh my God, it would be great to have a vacation. What she's trying to do is incite something that she's not receiving. That's what I mean.
Okay. She wants you to be jealous, or she wants you to be like jealous that John's doing this for his woman. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Leave that hoe. Like, let me tell you something.
God dang, that was
honestly,
great.
Man, you don't want that in your life, man. That's the type of bitch you have, man. Let me tell you something. You're better off without her. Just as my piece of advice.
It's one thing to encourage
your man. It's just bad
man.
communication.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, it's one thing to encourage your man, and it's another to make him feel like shit about not being able to do what other people are doing for them. You don't know what the fuck they got going on.
Right.
So, I do think that's fucked up.
But here's the thing. What happened if he has the means, but that's just not what he's doing? Like, it's not, I'm not even concerned about the means, but if she is talking about a man who is extremely active and he's out there doing it, and she's sitting at home Netflixing and chilling every weekend, I think she's just wanting to engage a reaction out of that man so that he can step up and do something else. I don't like that format. I don't like that approach, but we have to kind of get into the psyche.
I don't think we have to get into the psyche. I think if a bitch is doing you like that consistently, it will push you away.
It will push you away.
And every man will have the right to leave because
absolutely,
no, we can't take shit. And when you start taking shit, you're going to get shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, true words are never spoken.
So, and we don't like drama queens either. I don't think any man.
Unless you real bad, then she can.
No, there is a certain level of fineness to crazy. Fineness to crazy. Yeah, we'll take some drama.
Oh yeah, if you're super duper fine and you know who you are, so keep that shit real. Don't.
Yeah, but don't share with people either, because they don't need to know.
No, I'm just saying, if you're that fine, yeah, you can get away with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if you're a regular bitch, you should have no drama.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Don't get your feelings hurt by what he said, ladies. It's real.
And I'm talking about your like 4s to 6s. You should have all the chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely
have super fucking
if you're under a 7, you really got to be an awesome
7 and 8s can give you a little bit of pushback.
Yeah.
9s and 10s,
get away with more.
Do what you please. You know what I'm saying?
Real
do
talk.
what you please.
Real
just
talk.
keep fucking.
You
me,
here
please.
for a reason.
Just fuck me tomorrow, and I don't care what you do.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, whatever you here for a reason, boo boo. We support you.
We just happy to have you.
But you goddamn 6s, shut the fuck up. Okay.
What about a 4 or less?
4 or less. I mean,
you got to be side hoe.
Is she even talking up to you? She shouldn't talk back. That type of bitch should be really in line, you know, very accepting of her role. And really, she might be the most productive, because if you look at it from a productivity, standpoint, the person who knows their role, they're gonna, fulfill it the best.
And I know a lot of people. I know a few boys that really date within that 4 and under range, because they feel as if
powerful.
No, I'm just saying they
feel powerful, right?
There's a power piece, and those women typically know that they got to go harder.
They have good bodies, at least. Do they have good bodies?
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, sometimes they do, and then they have a donkey face. But the point of the matter is,
they cater to you.
They know they're gonna step their catering game up. They're gonna do the things that you're gonna say, dang, she looked like this, but man, she do everything.
No, you feel like a king. You feel like a king.
A bad body with a 4 face. And loyalty and submissiveness will have a bitch marrying for 60 years.
No, real talk. He'll cheat on her. He'll cheat on her, but she'll have the nice shit.
And when he cheats on you, it's going to be like some old random shit here and there, because the bitch was pretty. She probably had no body, but he needed to look at something he didn't want to turn away from.
But you living a good life too.
But you living a good life, and you held it down. So listen, shoot your shot for us. You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
Try not to shoot them on the 8s and the 9s, and maybe not even the 7s. We take that shit.
What do you think the swing is for, depending on your number?
Go more than 2 up.
2 up, 2 down.
We need a whole show on numbers, by the way.
I don't think.
We can't get.
You got to talk that time, bro.
You got to define what the 4s and 5s are. Subjective. We need an objective measurement.
We can. We can definitely do that.
Or at least talk about our measurements. Yeah, that's the episode. Hey, that's coming with y'all listeners. We'll bring it to you.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So the next one that makes a man want to leave a woman is her being hard and cold. And some of the ways it was so tough to read is a woman being openly disrespectful to him. And I mean, I'm going to speak personally on this one.
I'm sure you're
my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong-willed man, but I have been with alpha women who have been blatantly disrespectful to me. And had I been a lesser man, I'd have punched that hole in the ground. But I'm a real nigga, so none of that happened. But, that is not endearing. That is not going to make a man stay. That is a dick shriveler. When you disrespect a man blatantly, nothing makes his dick shrivel inside of him more than disrespect. We receive love that way, and to us, when you respect us, like there's no better thing.
Do you think that all women understand and or know or are extremely aware of when they're being disrespectful? Because there may be some people who are blatantly disrespectful and they know what they're doing and they're using that as a knife and they trying to twist it in your back. But then there's other women who, man, that might just be their personality.
Who sometimes
they don't even know.
Who sometimes don't know. But to me, you get once. So and blatantly is blatantly. First of all, I don't think anyone has any, you know what I mean, any confusion about that. But to me, if you didn't know, you get once. And if you repeat that disrespect again, ever again, honestly, that's a choice. And if you can disrespect someone blatantly, because listen, I know cheating is disrespectful, but a nigga would never disrespect his woman, even though he's cheating on her. I know that shit sounds crazy, because for a woman that is disrespectful.
But he doesn't see it as that.
But he wouldn't see it as that, and he wouldn't blatantly say no crazy shit to her, talk to her anyway, lay on her hand, call out her name, none of that shit, because he wouldn't disrespect her. For a woman to do that to a man, nigga, that shit hurt. And you could fuck another nigga and that shit will hurt. But I promise you, if you call that nigga a fuck nigga in front of his kids and you ain't shit and all that, he's gonna feel way worse. Than he would if you told him you fucked another nigga because you ain't been around.
He'd be like, fuck you, not my
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you're gonna lose him either way. But
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He gonna hate you one way, the other
Some
way.
niggas stay though. Some niggas will
really?
stay. Yeah, some niggas stay. That
Ooh.
you know their wife
Another
cheats
episode?
and you stay. No, I had a friend and
Why You Stay is a good episode.
yeah, I had a friend and he stayed. His wife cheated on him with a woman at work.
His wife?
No, excuse me. His wife
Okay.
cheated on him with a man at work, and like it became a thing, and she stopped caring. So she was being open and like, I'm not getting this. I'm not happy. She lost all this fucking weight. She was a bigger girl. She lost all the weight. She came bad as shit. And that nigga just was like, please give me a chance to fix it, and like accepted her basically having an affair for a short period of time before he could win her back to come home. So there are
that's a
men.
big,
Let me
that's a
say
big
something.
man right
But
there.
once you get at, though, I feel like she'll if she wants to cheat again, she will.
Yeah, and I think they ended up divorcing. You know what I mean? Are separated right now. But I've been cheated on before, and I wanted to stay with the hoe. She was like a 9 though. Like,
Yeah, man, that makes
yeah,
sense.
and like it's like I said, you know, 9s and 10s.
Would you stay now?
No, because you know,
Feel bad about yourself? What?
not even you feel better about yourself. When you're young, pussy control you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm a lot older, more mature now, and I have more control than
Over
I
the
did
pussy.
then. Yeah, because when you're young, you a young nigga, you out here trying to get it. The pussy almost got the power. Once you get my age and you know how to run this shit,
That's what it
the
is.
pussy come to you.
I
man.
think
You
it's
gotta-
more. I think it's more of when you're young, we don't know our full worth yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And when we become a little bit more aged, dog, we just dog.
Well,
like,
we refine too. We get refined.
we get refined, dog.
Yeah.
We like, man, shoot, this your loss, girl. Like,
That wine year 1 kind of bitter. That wine year 20 is amazing.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, real talk.
Another way women hold is when they're being aloof and like barely acknowledging the fact that maybe he's even in the room. You know what I mean?
Dang,
so you
bro.
ever been around a woman who does that and like, can you tell your dad to get this? That like that's just disrespectful.
You got to know your woman. I'm making an assumption here, but don't you think for a lot of women, that's her passively trying to get the man to be like, baby, what's wrong?
It's passive
What's going on?
It
aggressive.
is.
So
it
I
is,
think-
but
I don't
that
think
makes
she's-
us run though.
Yeah, but I don't think, yes, and it will make me wrong, but I don't think she's trying to be disrespectful as in when she's trying to be like antagonizing,
Passive-aggressive,
and passive aggressive, you know?
I agree. I agree with
so
that.
passive aggressive definitely.
I think it
something
could
that
come
makes
off as
people run.
disrespectful because to me,
True.
you know, disrespect is interpreted different ways. So in that situation, it may not be big disrespect, but there's a slight undertone of disrespect.
But man, just because I think I've been in that situation where I'm hypersensitive on the respect thing, and I might be taking some of the slightest things as disrespect and be like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" Type
Just
of
when
thing.
she slapped you? Or
Nah,
it
it
wasn't
could
the
just
time?
be something slight.
Yeah, you sensitive.
It can be something slight. You got to be cognizant if you're hypersensitive about certain things like that. Because
that's
like if you
hard.
know your worth and you feel like someone trying to slight you, you might become a little hypersensitive, and you got to just G up on that.
You
And
say
just
something to
really-
you, then she be like, "Oh, little toe having ass nigga," you get mad. And she
You know I don't got no little toe. You know, you know
got
that
long ass
that
toe.
second toe is bigger than my big toe. Look like 3 claws in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
grabbing fruit and shit off.
monkey toe ass nigga. That's what I call it. Monkey toe. The next one is cheating. And obviously cheating would make anyone run, but
Nunca.
what we know to be true is that women call men dogs. But the fact of the matter is
These
they
days?
cheat too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Demon.
And
They're better at it.
Oh yeah, and I've been
better
a side hoe in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I think every man's been a side hoe. And
Do you care? Do you care about the nigga?
Obviously, I didn't. A man will sign up for a side hoe position quickly.
Oh, yeah.
He don't even read the whole contract. and that nigga
No
signed
need,
up.
no need.
He don't even need to know the responsibilities or nothing. He's saying yes before it even
Absolutely.
happens. So, like, because of that, a woman's always going to be able to cheat easier. And to me, that's what we have to remember. And there's 2 different forms of cheating. And obviously, everyone knows the one of the affair, having an affair. But this is the one that I love the most, the
pussy
mental cheating. No,
Yeah.
you stupid. So it's the subtle art of getting over him. So basically, she may not be fucking another man, but she's cheating on him by playing manipulative games to keep him, to keep her control over him. Like fucking with the checkbook to, fuck up his money. And she's siphoning funds on the side. Like she's doing shit to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? And these are the type of games that can rob a man of his energy and creativity and prevent him from realizing his full potential. So basically, cheating is a deception of any kind. And hoes play that mental game, maybe better than the nigga.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
for sure.
We need to mind fuck them to get to the pussy. They just be fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? And a woman knows your your pet peeves, the shit that gets you going, and she'll push that button, dog.
Yeah.
They'll push that button for no reason.
I think that men are still in control. I think men give women power. And what I mean by that is, you think about when you first start dating a girl, she just want to like spend time with you, right? Like she's happy if you make time for her. Like she feels special because you fucking cancel basketball with your bonehead ass friends today for 2 hours and gave it to her. Oh, she feels so special. Then she gets to the point where you walk in the fucking house and she don't even speak to your stinking ass. Okay. Yeah. So like the point is that it gets to a point where a man gives that power up and now she feels like she's earned the place that she doesn't have to go back to how she was before. And if the man keeps her in the position of not being secure enough to fuck around with the position, then she'll always have to stay on her fucking P's and Q's. You know what I mean?
That's some pimp shit, right?
Why does the relationship sound like mental warfare, dog? That's my concern, man.
Nah.
But it almost
it's
sounds
man-woman
like
relationship, though. It ain't mental warfare.
And it is true because in the beginning, a woman will do anything for you, dog. There's nothing she won't do. And if you react and show as if you have an issue, it's her only priority to fix it.
Absolutely.
But yet all of a sudden it becomes to the point where I'll get to that shit later.
Yeah.
Fuck you, ho. And to be honest with you, I think once it gets to that point, it has to be over. There's no coming back. Let me tell you why there's no coming back from it. Because how do you ever forget that feeling? How do you forget the feeling that every time or consistently when you were hurt and you expressed it and they were wrong and you did nothing with it? You didn't address it. You didn't fix it. You didn't speak to it. You let it fester and swept it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women do that shit with sex too. They're dead wrong. They fuck you over. They don't say shit about it, and then they suck your dick, and you take the head because you ain't got a nut in a few days. But it fucks with you mentally because here another issue you didn't talk about it, and the sex just sweeps it right under the rug.
No, I agree with all that. I mean, is there ways to come back from it? Yeah, it's when you actually have some self-awareness and you self-monitor that thing and then you start flipping it on its head and you start acting right and doing so consistently. The word is consistently. Yeah. You have to be consistent in a relationship. I don't understand why men or women don't understand that consistency is everything.
It's the entire relationship.
Because you set the tone, man. That's all that it's about. It's setting the tone. You may have been on bullshit for years, but you've been consistently over the last 6 months to 8 months. Dog, I can erase majority of how I was feeling just based off of the fact that you're consistent. Because now I'm looking at there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that we're on the same page. Now, you can bail out, to your point. You can bail out early based off of that. But you have to understand, is there still value with that chick?
And I hate when a man says, look, I'm not getting this. And she says, I give that to you. I said, yeah, but not consistently. So you got to stop giving yourself credit, men and women, for doing shit if you're not doing it consistently.
You did that shit one time,
because
2 times.
If you're doing that shit sparingly here and there, nigga, that's not something that anyone can depend on. No one depends on a paycheck sparingly. You get a fucking job. People, they always say you live check to check. You're depending on that check consistently. You can't live your life without consistency in every form if you really think about it. So you damn sure ain't gonna get it in a relationship. Fuck out of here.
We got to encourage and reinforce when you actually see that positive behavior. If they're changing and you not even acknowledging that shit,
that's real.
At the end of the day, what's going to be the benefit for them to continue? Yeah. You got to be able to say, shit, I see what you're doing though, baby. I feel you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And hopefully he or she continues. In the event that you doing all that and they still fall off 2 weeks later, why is 2 weeks always like the time limit for people to act right and then they fall back in the normal?
Take 21 days to break a habit, they say. So I guess
it just didn't hit that mark.
It just didn't hit the mark.
Yeah.
Engaging in a power struggle will always make a man run. Trying to prove that she's smart, tough, and independent. You know, this is very bothersome for us, man, because we aren't trying to compete with your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? And I think there are a lot of women that want to show you that I'm running shit. Like we talked about earlier about the pussy, and some of this ain't even pussy power. They just want control. And to me, it goes to that dumb shit, happy wife, happy life shit. Like we're preaching that the woman's needs to come first when the fact of the matter is the man was made first and the woman was made to rim. She was made to be a helpmate. Oh, help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, women, you the rim.
Help. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where a lot of it goes wrong because you can't engage in the power. So the first one of the first ways to women engage in power struggle is they make sure they look smarter by intentionally upstaging their man in public.
Dang, I don't know.
Has that ever happened to you?
D, would you even like if something like that, like every time you try to say something, she'd correct the fuck out of you in front of your people?
It's happened to me once.
I'm not saying it's happened to you, but
to me once.
Hypothetically. Go ahead.
I wouldn't deal with it. Like, I wouldn't be with her anymore.
It's happened to me once. It hurts.
Yeah, I was there when it happened. But
you did. You were.
Here's the thing.
You were.
No, like, once again, I don't understand these problems.
Yeah.
We talk like we don't have free will. Once again, outside of what we talked about earlier in the podcast, where there's niggas and motherfuckers in relationships because of the kids or some financial reasons where they feel obligated or there's some contractual obligation that you have to work through, that's one thing. But we have free fucking choice. All you motherfuckers out there saying, oh, I wish my life could be different. Why wish this bitch talk to me like that? She disrespect. Leave her ass. Yeah. Like staying in a situation where somebody disrespects you and continually complaining about the disrespect is fucking oxymoronic. Like, so you got to do something about it. And once again, if you have those reasons, you got to work through that. But the minute you feel like you can make that move, you got to do it because otherwise you're shorting your fucking self. Though you got a long life to live. You got plenty of happiness to be had. And so by intentionally inflicting fucking pain on yourself, you're not doing body any service. You're not doing anything for that relationship because you're in and out of obligation, and you're not doing anything for yourself, your mental health, because you're doing the shit out of obligation.
And in all honesty, the more you allow it, the more it's accepted. You're basically telling your partner, it's okay with me.
It's okay.
And that is the last thing you definitively want to do. But what I would say, and I also say that the fact of removing yourself out of a relationship, there's nothing worse than just removing yourself from a situation to that partner. There's no worse thing that you can do. I know ladies want to always be vengeful and take it to a whole nother level, but it's unnecessary. The worst thing you can do to another person is remove yourself out of their lives. But I don't always think that the first thing you want to do is always just say, well, then I'm going to leave and harp on that. There's a lot of people that use that as, well, I'm out. And they use it as a weapon. When you say that, just be prepared that, hey, a bitch might take you up on your offer. You know what I'm saying?
You can't use that as a threat, though. Like, you can't say shit you don't mean.
Yeah.
Like, if I tell a motherfucker I'm leaving, if I'm prepared to say that, I'm prepared to fucking leave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because here's the thing. People need to know that there are consequences. And that's why motherfuckers don't change. We can overanalyze the shit all we want to. Yeah. Niggas in relationship with bitches that don't want to get their body or their mind right and vice versa. Motherfuckers don't change because there's no real threat. Right? There's no real threat. Men may say shit, women to say shit. But guess what? At the end of the day, they know you're going to bring your happy ass back, lay in the fucking bed. They're going to see you downstairs getting fucking breakfast in the morning. Shit ain't changing. Yeah. When motherfuckers start filing for divorces and leaving relationships, all of a sudden motherfuckers getting shade. They start getting out. They start doing shit different.
I hate that
but
shit.
You couldn't do that shit the 20 fucking years we was together.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that person doesn't deserve it. They don't deserve that. And don't even double back around if that shit happened, because the fact of the matter is, if they ain't care about you enough when you were saying it, then they shouldn't get you. What Mike Jones used to say back then, hoes didn't want me. So like you didn't want a nigga when a nigga was there asking for it, but now
he said it 7 times too.
Yeah,
Mike Jones.
I think he said it 12 times.
Yeah, he did
that song. So disagreeing for the sake of disagreement. So I think we all been there where, a woman will change her story and be like, man, when the sky was blue, man, the sky ain't blue, bitch, it's pink, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I know that's an extreme case, but I think women do disagree just to disagree.
You know what they like to camouflage it in? Mm-hmm. Well, I have an opinion, and my opinion matters. And just because my opinion's different than yours doesn't mean that I'm being X and X and X and X. No, you can't do it 27 times in a row and feel like it's just your opinion. Yeah. You are intentionally trying to come for me. And if you coming for me, I'm here. I'm ready.
You gonna put your hands on her, Gent?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna put my hands on her.
Okay, I was just asking.
Man. I'm not afraid to shake a bitch though.
Okay. I wouldn't recommend that. We're just joking. We're joking, listeners.
Yeah. Yet again, Jezzy had nothing to do with it.
Nor did Dez. Okay, just keeping it around.
Dez gonna come over a little bit later.
Y'all know Jen and Dez.
Unnecessary rudeness. I've never experienced unnecessary rudeness, but But I don't know. You know, I haven't really dealt with a lot of ratchet bitches. I imagine they get a lot of that.
I find it hard to believe though.
Yeah.
In your early years.
Oh, I did have a lot of. I love the hood bitch. So shout out to all the hood bitches out there.
You did though. No, but for real, you really did. You went on a long tear, actually.
And hood bitches like a nigga with some sense. They're attracted to the opposite. They still like their thug niggas too, but we can cross in there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they good. They good to you.
Yeah, okay.
As long as you don't mind 6 to the bottom.
Yeah,
a few extra tattoos. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of weave.
And vernacular on.
Oh yeah, they'll never use a complete sentence ever.
No. How you get around there? Why?
I don't even know what you're talking about though. I don't even know how you coming in anything like that though.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what crib, boy? What crib?
But you being condescending or cutting down what a man says when he gives his thoughts or his personal thoughts or feelings. I'm sure every man.
I want Dez's opinion on that shit
at some
right
point,
now.
maybe.
What?
Have you ever had a woman being condescending?
Just discount everything that you be saying, dog.
Nah, man. Listen, I know this shit be sounding like I'm just making this shit up for argument's sake. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm real fucking selective about who I spend my time with. And the reason for that is because I don't want to make mistakes. So, like, I think a lot of niggas bull bitch up quick or marry a bitch for the wrong reason or get something with a bitch for the wrong reason. I would never do that because my thing is, this responsibility is mine, regardless of what that may be anyway, right? But my personal fucking mental health and like happiness is vitally important. If this person isn't somebody who can contribute to that, I don't need to spend my time with them. So I don't even fuck with bitches that would like shoot my ideas down because that's not the vibe I get off and that's not the vibe I would even get into that situation with. So I've never had that experience. Not that it doesn't exist for some dudes. Yeah. I just have a better criteria to get to.
Sometimes it's not big. Sometimes it's not extreme cases of it. And sometimes as you get into the relationship and maybe it's early and they just making little snip remarks like, well, I don't think this shit. Like, so you know what I mean? You gotta check it, Jezzy. And sometimes you gotta pay attention to, because even though if you check it and it could keep happening because that's just who she is. So sometimes that's when you just gotta know to leave, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of times what they end up doing is they just you might give an opinion and they end up flipping it into all about them. You just trying to talk about something you feel, and then it's all about them somehow. And I just don't like that feeling of discounting someone's feelings. That is the most condescending, disruptive thing in a relationship. Yeah. Because if everyone valued everyone the way that they're supposed to, every time that girl or that man opens up his mouth, it means the world to you. Like, that is where all your attention, all your focus is going to be. And rectifying that is number one priority. And if you don't feel like that about a dude, like, why even fuck with him? Or if you don't feel like that about a chick, why fuck with him?
For their money, for their looks, for their status.
Then you're allowed to do that, but that's only a temporary thing. Like, you know, that's 6 months though.
Dick.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of bitches married to old niggas for their money. They ain't married a long time because they fucked the nigga right.
A lot of bitches married to a young nigga because he fucking her right.
Yeah. I guess debunking it.
Can't pay his cell phone bill.
Yeah. Well, he is now though. Got a nice Beamer too. Yeah. Well, thanks, Vicky.
Appreciate it, baby. Hey, he fucking another young bitch too, but hey,
Vicky don't care.
Yeah, as long as that dick come home. You know what I'm saying? I just think, ladies, you know, to wrap this thing up, you got to remember the numbers ain't in your favor.
Oh, so, may the odds be ever in your favor? Well, no, not this time.
No, let's fucking keep it real. The numbers aren't in your favor for a good man. A nigga who is stable. You know what I mean? Considerate, attentive, good looking. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Good sex. Like, you're not going to get the whole package often. Yeah. And you get a nigga, you over here fucking up, acting like that shit is whatever. You got the new AirPods and shit, and you losing them and shit.
Damn.
No, seriously, you just paid, how much them shits cost again? I ain't an iPhone user. No, I thought them shits was more than that.
No, I mean, if you get the brand new Pros, they're about $299.
Yeah, so $300 and you losing them. That's a bitch who don't appreciate shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could just be forgetful.
Yeah, people lose stuff.
Listen.
I'm in a plane all the time, dog. I had left so many things in planes and hotels. It's not even funny.
I don't know if you forget things that really matter to you. Maybe that AirPod analogy was a shitty one, but if this relationship matters to you, if you want this person, you are not going to do these things to run his ass away. And if you do, know that you are not guaranteed to meet a nigga of that caliber again.
And you know what I'm going to say? So I think that was well said. by Jezzy. And I think that, obviously we talked about giving this from a male's perspective, but I will say for the women, it's equally for you. You should be able to be who the fuck you are. And then there's a nigga that doesn't rub the wrong way. Like, this is the thing. You shouldn't want the nigga that rubs the wrong way.
That's actually a good point.
Like you should be. Everybody should be able to be themselves, and the person that they're with is like, oh yeah, and that shit fits together how it's supposed to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about having a dominant woman versus dominant male. I don't know that can work if no one's willing to subjugate themselves, right? So you very rarely, it's tough to see an alpha male and an alpha female and have that work in the long term if someone doesn't agree to subjugate themselves. You can't both be alpha by definition, right? Yeah. So a lot of times you get an alpha female and a beta male, you know what I'm saying? Or you'll see, you'll see an alpha male with a beta female. But yeah, we think we need to be better decision makers when it comes to the folks that we choose to spend our time with. And I think we can alleviate a lot of bullshit that arises in relationships.
And I think what Ded's saying is real poignant, because the reality is, if you're going into any relationship with the condition that you're going to change that person, like, don't do it. You setting yourself up for failure. Yeah, man. Your intention should never be to change that person. You got to figure out what can you change in yourself if you feel like you want to make this work a little bit. Here's the thing. That woman also needs to be able to be thinking the same thing. If both of y'all are not thinking the same thing, then y'all don't want it. Y'all not going to be right. It's not going to even be worth it.
And this goes down to the smallest things. It goes down to whether you're both career oriented, whether you both care about your bodies and are keeping in good shape. That's real. You know what I mean? Whether you value your health in that way. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're sexual, whether communicating passive aggressively is something that's okay with you. Like, there's so many little things that come into play that who you are is who you are. And it may be shitty to one person, but it may be great to another. Stop being so fucking mad when it doesn't work, and try to see that, hey, in what ways it wasn't working, to know that you're going to go get something that will work. Because the fact of the matter is that shit obviously wasn't working. And if it was so great, then you would have had no problem adjusting in the ways that you needed to in order to stay in this relationship. But the fact that it was a struggle, the fact that you could not do it and you have no reason why. You know when a bitch tell you they fucking up and you ask why? I don't know. I just don't know. That's just who she is. That's what I've come to realize, that she doesn't know because she can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So let her be who she is. Listen to her.
She can't define it.
Hey, what they say, when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, you gotta believe them.
You know what I'm saying? And before we go, man, listen, ladies. Bad head'll run a nigga away, too. You give a nigga that bap ass dry head. Bitch, you ain't got no spit in your mouth? Did you drink no water today? Yeah. Did you just smoke a blunt 10 seconds ago? God damn.
That'll do it, though. If you smoking with it, you gotta know that.
Oh, yeah, dog, but I'm just saying, that bap head,
I still have her push through that, you know what I'm
saying? Not push through.
Well, listen.
Talk about your dick, bro.
Listen.
Not push through.
We're going to talk again, yet again. I don't agree with forcing women to do it. If she want to get back head, bitch, get back head. If you can't take the back head, stop that hoe and say, hey, I appreciate the gesture, but your head is back. You know what I'm saying? And bitch know when her head is back. You ain't really reacting and shit. And that dick start to soften on you. No, bitch. It's not him. He's working perfectly fine. Your head is back. And if nigga dick don't stay hard while it's in your mouth, you fucking suck. Like, we are so simple from the base necessity. Like, if our dicks get soft in your mouth,
dog, that's a problem.
Your head really sucks. Yeah. And maybe it's better than it really is. But in that moment, bitch, you done got lazy. Tighten up. Nigga don't want that back head. So,
man, that's a nice way to end it right there.
There it is. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know where to find us. Brunch with the Boys.
Yeah, we on Facebook. Subscribe, man, on any platform you're listening to, YouTube, or any of the various Apple, Google, Spotify. We on everything.
Brunch with the Boys.
We love y'all.
We out here.
Yeah. Coffee and brunch. We can have our conversations over coffee and brunch. Ha.